Under Armour uniforms moving left to right. FAU, the visitors in the red uniforms, they control the tip. They'll move from right to left towards the world's largest naval base. And wherever you may be on this Thursday night, glad to have you along for Conference USA men's hoops. Monarchs turned it over a boatload, especially in the first half. In that first meeting, they fell behind at intermission 48-25. Brian Greenlee, left-hand side to Winchester. This is Vlad Golden working the left block against Austin Trice. Up with the left hand and in. Golden, the first bucket.
He has a huge size advantage on Austin Trice. If Austin lets him get that deep of a post position, Austin will be in for a long night.
Golden had 9 points, 5 rebounds in that February 8th meeting down at Boca Raton. Down low, what a field from Ezikpe to Austin Trice, and we're tied at 2. Trice twisted the ankle against Western on Saturday. Was Ginger coming back in the airport, but looks to be okay to go here this evening. Game tied at 2, 1 minute in. Here's Greenlee in the left elbow, now pulls up at the foul line. Back outside he goes to Elijah Martin. He's been cooking with gas lately, and he fires for 3. That one's no good. Rebound comes down off the back of the Monarchs, and it'll be FAU basketball. Monarchs, Dave, 16 turnovers in the first meeting that led to 24 Owl points.
And actually, Old Dominion started out strongly the first 5 minutes, but after that, FAU just turned it on.
Greenlee against the man-to-man defense of Jalen Hunter. Now it's Michael Forrest. He's the alley-oop man, goes down to Golden, and Golden blocked but fouled at the same time, and that will go against, I believe, Makai Long of the Monarchs.
Nice little pick and roll by FAU. Old Dominion a little late picking up that roller.
So Vlad Golden, the 7'1", 240-pound freshman from Nalchik, Russia, goes to the stripe where he's been succeeding at a 58% clip. Makes the first. He's got all 3 points for the Owls, who take a 1-point lead. Two for two for the big fella from the foul line. He's got 4, and the Monarchs have 2. Jalen Hunter, Makai Long, Austin Trice, Kalu Ezikpe, C.J. Kaiser with the basketball. The starting 5 for Jeff Jones and Old Dominion. Kaiser on the right-hand baseline, brings it back outside. Man-to-man defense from the Owls, and here's Jalen Hunter with the elbow jumper that barely draws iron, but Long's there. Makai goes up, is fouled, gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line for the and one.
Just a nice effort by Long to get that offensive rebound. He comes from that left wing. Jalen Hunter might have thrown up an air ball, but Long stays with it.
He'll call it a pass, right?
Of course, that's an assist. That should be in the assist column. But what an effort by Makai. Throws up a prayer. It's answered, and he goes to the line. Possible three-point play.
Our officiating crew tonight, a good one. Rick Crawford, Les Jones, Anthony Eads.
That's that Thursday officiating crew.
And that's a brick from Long. And it's a 4-4 ball game, 18-15 to play in the first. Here's Winchester. Gets to the left baseline, and he's fouled by Trice.
And that's what Winchester does. He is looking to put it on the floor. He's not much to shoot it from the outside, but put it on the floor. He looks to penetrate and probe the defense.
FAU loves shooting threes, right? They're third with the most threes in Conference USA. They had 13 against the Monarchs in the first meeting. And they love to start hitting from distance here tonight.
Ted, one thing I remember about the stat sheet at halftime, they were 50% from the field, from the three-point line, and the free throw line.
Here's Forrest with the 3 attempt, and that's no good. Offside rebounded Jalen Hunter of Old Dominion. The Monarchs moving into the offensive zone to our right. Game tied at 4, 2 minutes in. Here's Hunter at the left elbow to Ezikpe at the foul line. He turns for the 16-footer, and that's no good. A late foul call there on Everett Winchester.
Yeah, Winchester, I'm sure, regrets that. Kalu's strength is when he gets deep post position. That time he's about 18, 19 feet away. You do not want to foul him on a jumper.
Kalu Ezikpe, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of assists in the first meeting between these two teams. And again, final score was 81-62. Game not as close as that would indicate as the Monarchs went on a late run. Ezikpe's on the board with his first point. The Monarchs have a 5-4 lead. Down the stretch we go in Conference USA. Monarchs and Owls here tonight. FAU will go to Charlotte's. FIU will come here to Norfolk for Saturday contest. Ezikpe hits the second. Going into tonight's game, or tonight's action, Old Dominion and FIU are tied for the 6th seed. the Monarchs would get the benefit of the tiebreaker because they beat the Panthers in the only meeting. And there's Winchester lacing up a three for his first points.
Doesn't take many, but he had so much space. Kalu just almost insults him by backing off about 5 feet.
7-6, FAU leads, 17:25 to play in the first. Hunter guarded tightly by Brian Greenlee. Left-hand side to Kaiser, loses his balance against the tough defense of Martin. Hunter into the right-hand corner. Mekhi Long has a size advantage, takes it to the hole, but can't get the layup. Winchester clears the board, and the Owls are flying from right to left. Almost a travel. Forrest, right-hand side. Here's a three from Martin. That's no good. Kaiser, the rebound for Old Dominion, will go the other way. Kaiser yet to take a shot here. He's the Monarchs' leading scorer, 14 a game. Hands the ball to Hunter. Now they go to the right blocks. Nice. No for Trice, yes for Ezekpe, and he's fouled.
We often talk about Austin Trice, how quickly he shoots the ball. That one was a quick shot. I think it just hit the glass. Kalu's on the weak side, cleans it up with an offensive rebound, put back, and he gets the foul.
Winchester will pick up the personal, and that is Everett's second personal foul, and that means Dusty May goes to his bench for Batumba Baruti, a 6'7" grad student out of Lubumbashi, Congo, who had a good game against the Monarchs a couple of weeks ago, 8.7 rebounds.
You know, Ted, if I remember correctly, that game, everybody that came in made a significant contribution.
Showed real
positive.
depth.
Yep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 8-7 Old Dominion, 16:36 to play in the first. Greenlee and Hunter. Now it's Forrest against C.J. Kaiser in the left-hand corner. Tumba brings it back outside. Also into the ball game, Giancarlo Rosado, a 6'8" freshman from West Palm. There's a jumper, and Batumbi is immediately involved. Baruti, excuse me. He hits a three. 41% in conference play from beyond the arc, Dave. And here's Kaiser trying to answer, and he does from three. C.J. Kaiser
gets a little bit of space. His defender gets hung up on the screen, pulls up and shoots a three.
11-10 Old Dominion, 16 minutes to play in the half. Greenlee left alone for three, so he'll... Trice, the leading rebounder in conference play. Now it's Jalen Hunter with a screen from Austin into the right-hand corner. Longbow goes back to Hunter. Kaiser taking Forrest down the left side, and the layup is good for C.J. Kaiser. Aggressive nature from C.J., and it's 13-10, largest lead for either team is Old Dominion's right now.
Couple dribbles from that left wing. Strong move by C. His leaping ability to get off that shot.
Rosado gets the ball to Forrest. Forrest going behind the big guy. One bounce. This Rosado working against the smaller Trice. Puts the shoulder in, fades in the paint, and hits. Giancarlo Rosado. A nice move, one-on-one against Austin Trice.
Nice patience. Waited to see if there was going to be any double team. There was not. Just went one-on-one against Trice. 5
minutes gone in this one. 13-12. Old Dominion leads FAU here in Norfolk. Here's great pass from Kaiser to Kalu Ezekpe, and Kalu catches in. He's got 6 now, and the Monarchs have a 15-12 lead.
A very nice entry pass from Kaiser. Kalu, nice control, puts it right up, doesn't put it on the floor.
Forrest with Ezekpe taking a dip. Now Baruti, little jab step. Rosado, foul line extended against Trice. Pass, stolen.
Atlantic after that.
Janelle Davis, a 6'4" freshman from Gary, Indiana, in for FAU wearing number 10. A.J. Oliver for Old Dominion into the lineup. He wears number 11. Here's Charles Smith, the fourth, and his first jumper is a little bit short. No good, and the rebound comes down to FAU's Baruti. Greenlee. They go really deep, this Owl team, who's dropped their last 3 games. Their last win was against Old Dominion, February the 8th. Greenlee, nice feed to the baseline. Baruti back to Greenlee. Now it's Martin. 5 on the shot clock. Martin against Davis. Takes it down the right side. Throws it up. No good. Long has the rebound for Old Dominion. Mekhi Long hands back to Charles Smith. Now to Ezekpe as they work the perimeter. Kalu tries to draw the foul. Doesn't do it. Mekhi Long puts it on the deck into the corner. A.J. Oliver. 14 to shoot for Old Dominion. That scrappy defense, and the Monarchs turn it over. Great defensive pressure over there from Janelle Davis.
Boy, two good defensive sequences. One from Old Dominion that took away 3 or 4 different penetrations by FAU, and then tough defense that we have expected FAU to play for 40 minutes.
C.J. Kaiser, after hitting the deck hard for Old Dominion before the last timeout, is back on the Monarch bench as Martin takes it down the left-hand side, brings it back outside to Baruti. All these Owls are capable. We saw that in the first meeting. Greenlee down the line, double pumping layup is no good. It's tapped up and grabbed by Makai Long. Long bumped, and he leaves it for Hunter. Hunter with traffic, right-hand side, Smith. Smith with Davis in his jersey. And Hunter tries to get things calmed down at the offensive end. 15-12, Old Dominion leads, 12:45 to play, first half action. Oliver on the left wing. Goes to Long, quickly down to Ezekpe. He turns and fires and misses the little layup, and that's been a problem. And in is A.J. Oliver. But he had his foot on the line. Almost a hustle play from A.J. It'll be FAU basketball.
And A.J. Oliver really coming from nowhere deep in that left wing to try to get that offensive rebound. Kalu gets deep post position, kind of rushes his shot a little bit. His man is not much of a shot blocker. Take your time and get a quality shot off.
Monarchs' last couple of games have been against shot blockers. Jamarian Sharp comes to mind last time out at Western Kentucky. Forrest and Greenlee, snap pass. Rosado lays it in.
Kalu goes for a steal. How many times have we said that? When you get to steal, you look great. If not, you get punked. You give up an easy layup.
If I had a nickel for every time you said that, I'd have that house in Ibiza. 15-14, Old Dominion leading FAU here in Norfolk. Hunter the spin, and a look back at Ezekpe on the right baseline. Going to work against the smaller Davis. Turns and fires and hits.
Ooh, tough shot.
I see a little Dick Barnett foot coming up thing there from Ezekpe.
Yeah, Dick Barnett, that's a good name. Uh-oh.
And there's a foul on Charles Smith, the fourth.
And that's
14. Greenlee to trigger the play, baseline right. Brings it into Forrest, and he stepped on the line. We've seen that a lot, Dave, and maybe it's partially because the three-point line is pretty close to the sideline.
Yeah, it just kills me that players are not aware of where that sideline is. But you're right. I think this three-point line forces those players out a little bit farther.
We got a size 14 shoe, and you don't have a lot of room to move in there. The Monarchs with Smith and Long and Trice and Kaiser and Hunter. Hunter down to Trice on the left blocks. He turns and fires and hits.
Wow, nice move. Quick, deep post position. Trice comes from the weak to the strong side. Deep post position. Quick kiss off the glass for a score.
Meanwhile, at the other end, Greenlee comes up short with the layup, and Kaiser has it for Old Dominion. Monarchs by 5, looking to build on their largest advantage of the half. There was a running one-hander, a little wild shot from Kaiser that wasn't close, and Greenlee try and change things up at the other way. Baruti back to Davis, who steps into a wing three. Good.
Kaiser shot, you can get that anytime. That is a low percentage shot, and then it ends up transition defense, a little slow matching up. Three-pointer for FAU.
19-17. Here's Long, guarded tightly by Baruti. Hunter now to Trice once again against Rosado. Turns and fires. That's no good. Rebound battled for, and Baruti comes up victorious in that skirmish. We go the other way with Forrest. A chest pass to Davis on the right side. Forrest directing traffic. Rosado now. The left elbow puts it on the deck. Has the ball knocked away and try to save it. And it'll be Old Dominion basketball. Golden back in for the Owls. And Brandon Weatherspoon, a 6'4", 186-pound sophomore from Canton, Mississippi, who had 10 points, 5 rebounds in the first meeting. Seeing if he can have the same kind of impact here in Norfolk.
And Rosado limping as he's substituted for as he tries to make that move. Looks like he might have banged knees with Austin Trice.
Oliver back in the lineup for Old Dominion. Down low, awful pass from Trice, deflected by Golden, stolen by Forrest. No one there to save that mistake. Halfway through the first half here in Norfolk, Monarchs 19, Owls 17. Weatherspoon, left-hand corner, Baruti goes to the blocks to Golden. Has the height advantage against Trice. What will he do here? Turn, a little jump hook. No good. Mackay Long, another rebound for Old Dominion. Hunter into the front court to the foul line, throws up the lefty runner. That's not good, and we've got a whistle, and that'll go against Trice, and that'll be his second.
Yeah, that's another shot. A little runner from about 12, 13 feet. Not a high percentage shot from Old Dominion.
I mean, should he instead just pull up for a jumper?
See, that to me is kind of an extension of the floater.
You don't like to say floater?
No, I do not. That pains me to say. So yes, take a 12-foot pull-up jump shot.
The art of the jump shot. Davis throws it away. Pass Baruti. Turnover for FAU. Thus far in the early going, 4 points for Rosado and Golden, 3 apiece for Baruti and Davis on the FAU side. For Old Dominion, Ezekpe off to an 8-point start. Kaiser has 5, Trice 4. Austin, though, is on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Here's Jalen Hunter. The Mackay Long leads everybody with 4 rebounds. Right blocks, it's Ezekpe who fires the little jumper that's off, no good. Rebound comes down to Baruti of FAU. One and done for the Monarchs. What the heck? Let him fire a 3, and that's way off for Weatherspoon, and Monarchs are going the other way. Kaiser on the left side gets to the elbow, rises and fires and hits.
Ooh, I don't know if you can defend that any better. You take away the penetration. Kaiser stops on a dime, rises up for a little 19, 20-footer.
21-17 Old Dominion, 8:50 to play in the first half. This is Janelle Davis straight away. Gets a screen from Golden at 7-1. It's a rather large screen. A big screen, if you will. Baruti on the left-hand side, thinking about Golden. Instead gets it back to Forrest. Forrest fires a 3. No good. Rebound battle comes to Golden. A little 2-footer is good.
Oh, a little flop action.
A.J. Oliver's pretty good. He's good for a flop warning each game.
At least, and that one was called as Forrest takes the jump shot. There's not a defender around him. He goes down. Good call by the official, Rick Crawford.
8.5 to play in the first. 21-19 Monarchs. Here's Ezekpe. It's at the top of the circle. Nothing doing there. He turns on Golden. Long finally gets the one bounce pass. He's being guarded by Darden Capiti, who's in the ballgame for the first time. Mackay puts it on the deck, takes it to the hole. The off-glass effort is no good. Good defense from Capiti, getting his first rotation for the Owls. Meanwhile, Davis stopping and starting. Gets inside, turns and fires and hits. How about that for Janelle Davis, who's off the bench with 5. And it's a 21-21 ball game. And it looks like Rick Crawford has something to say about perhaps C.J. Kaiser or the clock. Kaiser holding his hands out saying, who, me? We'll have a time.
Call a double tech, which makes them look good.
We've seen that happen
more often than not. I think that's a nice play. Rick Crawford warned official scorers about it.
Chirping, fun at the park, not here at the arena. Here's Hunter. Gets up in the air, throws it to Ezekpe, almost bumbles it. He's at the foul line. He's going to be called for steps, lifted the pivot foot. Good call from Les Jones right there. Monarchs, who had turnover woes in the first meetings between these two teams, a total of 16, and now have 4.
And Ted, the turnovers were live ball turnovers that led to scores. Very damaging.
Capiti and Weatherspoon. Forrest. Here's a 3 from the right side. It's a little bit short. Elijah Martin keeps it alive, though. Here's Forrest, 15 to shoot. Picks up the dribble, skip pass to Martin. He takes it to the hole, drive and dish, gets it back once again. Long 3 from Forrest is no good. And we've got a whistle and a foul that's going to go against the Monarchs. Ezekpe will pick up his first loose ball foul. Rebounding thus far, 13-10 for the Owls. Make that 14-10. FAU in the advantageous spot there.
And Ted, we talked about the turnovers in the first game. Offensive rebound for FAU were critical in that game also.
Bam, the jumper from Michael Forrest is good for 3, and the Owls now have their largest lead of the half at 24-21. Second chance points, Dave. Here's Kaiser with a screen from Ezekpe. CJ puts on the brakes. The transfer from North Carolina Central, rises for the elbow jumper. That's his spot on the floor. He loves it, and he's got 9 here in the first.
Another tough shot, defended very well by Martin.
24-23 FAU, 6:50 to play in the first. Capiti swings it left side to Martin. Now Forrest down the right-hand side with some speed. Finds Capiti. Back to Martin. Elijah Martin, who's been strong offensively for this club. Picks up the dribble. Back to Capiti. 8 to shoot. Forrest, who just hit a 3, is in the right-hand corner. Brings it back. Martin almost gets the 3. Goes down to Capiti. Finally gets it off. No, not in time.
Boy, a very good defensive sequence by Old Dominion. Took 2 or 3 penetrations away, and then they were in a scramble mode, closing out on shooters. Forced to 24 or the 30-second clock violation.
Here's A.J. Oliver. And Makai Long and Jalen Hunter. Snap pass. Great look from Hunter. And Ezekpe misses the first and second layup. Down comes Forrest with the basketball.
A tremendous find by Jalen Hunter to throw that cross-court pass.
Not saying that those efforts weren't under duress, Dave, but you got to make layups.
Absolutely do. That was just a quick shot by Kalu.
Under 6 to play in the first. 1-point FAU lead. Michael Forrest going to work. Pass to Capiti. Holds over the head. Skips to the right-hand corner. That's a tough pass to complete, but he does. Weatherspoon to the hole. Throws it up. No, but he's fouled.
Good initial closeout by A.J. Oliver on that skip pass. Almost corner to corner, but on the penetration, a little too aggressive with his hands.
7th team foul on the Monarchs. And it'll be Brandon Weatherspoon with a trip to the stripe for the first time. He hasn't missed all season, Dave, 5 for 5. But he hasn't had one in a while. All 5 of his came in non-conference play. Seems to not have forgotten the stroke. 25-23, FAU. Giancarlo Rosado had a great first turn back in the ball game for Capiti. The lefty Weatherspoon swishes the second one. He's got 2. He'll come out in favor of Brian Greenlee.
And with him shooting such few free throws, it tells you where most of his shots are coming from. He's looking to launch it from deep.
26-23, FAU with an advantage of 3 points. Under 5:40 to play here in the first half. Ezekpe hands to Kaiser. Kaiser at the foul line, backs it up. Now to Oliver. One bounce, Ezekpe. Left baseline, drives past Golden, and the shot is blocked, but a foul is going to be called on Vlad Golden.
Well, Golden does a nice job of forcing Kalu off of deep post position, so Kalu's getting it mid-post. Kalu wisely turns and is using his quickness against Golden, drives baseline and draws the foul.
Ezekpe, a 73% free throw shooter. He's 2 for 3 from the line. 2 for 4 from the line now. He's got 8 total points.
A little short on him on that one.
As a team, the Monarchs shoot 67% from the free throw line. Coming up, a loss at Western Kentucky, 73-64. Trailed by as many as 20 in the second half. Cut the deficit to 6, but could get no closer as Ezekpe hits the second foul shot for his 9th point.
Much better look on that free throw. Good extension, good follow throw.
Greenlee and Jalen Hunter, a man-to-man matchup of point guards. No look pass. The drive to the hole from Rosado wasn't going to happen. And here's Hunter, head up, chest pass, down low. Makai Long, layup, good. Nice. Good look from Oliver.
Good help by Oliver on the defensive end. Very unselfish play by Hunter and Oliver to go to Long for a score.
Another tie here, 26-26 with 4:50 to go in the first. Rosado, good look for his teammate, Baruti. Baruti blocked by Long, and they call Makai for a foul. Got a lot of ball with that one. Fans here in Norfolk don't like that one, but Makai will pick up his second personal.
Well, Makai did a nice job of taking that initial left-handed hook or left shoulder hook away, but Makai at the last second, instead of keeping his hands up, reaches down. That's where the whistle came into play.
Batumba Baruti, a 65% free throw shooter. His first one tonight is no good. He'll get one more. He's hit a 3 tonight. Again, he had 8.7 rebounds in the first meeting a couple of weeks ago Tuesday down in Boca Raton. The game was originally scheduled for New Year's Day 2022, but that was COVIDed out, postponed until February the 8th. Second one is good for Batumba. 27-26. 6 lead changes, 4 ties here in the first half. Good ball game in Norfolk. Charles Smith the fourth to Kaiser in the right-hand corner, puts it on the deck, gets to his spot, drives, dishes. Oh, Ezekbe!
Whoa. Hey, nice find by Kaiser. What a manly finish from Kalu in traffic.
Forrest now with the crowd energized at Chartway Arena. This is Greenlee. In the right baseline, he goes. One-hand pass, wide open. Baruti's three is no good. Offside rebound to Ezekbe, who's energized. Headman pass to Makai Long in the right-hand corner from Hunter. Brings it to Ezekbe. Almost dragged the pivot foot. Didn't, though. Gets Kaiser to the elbow. Tries to get the ball back. Why that isn't a kick, who knows? But here comes FAU. Right to left. Drive and dish. Rosado fouled by Smith.
Now, we talked about this stat down at FAU, where FAU at halftime had 50% from the field, three-point line, and free throw line. Right now, they're Old Dominion stats.
Rosado makes good on the first foul shot. He's got 5, and it's 28 all. Giancarlo Rosado, 6'8" freshman, West Palm Beach, Florida. Swish. Owls take a 1-point lead. They're 7 for 8 from the foul line. Monarchs are 3 for 6. Hunter and Kaiser and Ezekbe Oliver and Charles Smith on the floor for Jeff Jones. Kaiser, little jab step. 3.5 to play in the first. This is Hunter. Tight man-to-man from the Owls. Here's Kaiser stepping back, right baseline jumper off the side of the backboard. Not close. Baruti's outlet pass finds Greenlee. Greenlee to the top of the circle, backs it up. Down the left-hand side. Oh, coast to coast. Had a layup. Instead, almost threw it into the Monarch bench. Davis hands it back to Greenlee. Rosado. Davis, does he hoist? No. Goes back to Rosado. Nice look.
Oh.
Doesn't take the shot again. They'll settle for the 3. That's no good. And a whistle, and it'll go against the Owls. Couple of open looks they turned down.
2 layups they pass up to take not a contested shot, but give me the short 2 instead of the 3-point attempt.
They're going to call Batumba Baruti with his first personal foul. Owls are over the foul limit, so A.J. Oliver will step to the foul line with a 1-and-1 opportunity at the 3:04 mark. 29-28 FAU.
And the Monarchs with 9, so the next foul on Old Dominion will be double bonus for FAU.
Oliver gets the roll on the first one for his first point. He'll get one more. 60% free throw shooter. The redshirt senior from Birmingham, Alabama. Transfer from Clemson. Oliver goes 1 for 2. Ties the game at 29, and Martin quickly into the front court to our left. Hands for Davis's 3. That's off the high part of the backboard. No good. Oliver the board to Hunter. Jalen Hunter 1-on-3. Back to Smith. Steps into a 3. No good. Rosado has the rebound fall in his lap. 1-on-3 turned into a 2-on-3, and a quick shot from Charles Smith the fourth.
And contested shot.
Monarchs into a like a 1-2-2 or a 3-2 zone, Dave.
Yep.
Greenlee into the corner. Open is Davis for 3, and that's no good. Well short. Ezekbe the rebound for the Monarchs. 2:24 to play. Hunter gets fouled on the way to the hole. Foul will be on Elijah Martin. That'll be his second.
Jalen Hunter probing the defense, trying to really make something out of nothing. Fortunately draws the foul, goes to the line for 2.
One of the things the Owls are looking for here, Dave, they come in 8-6 in Conference USA play. Another win would be their most league wins ever.
Wow.
Dusty May's really done a great job.
He sure has. And Ted, we can remember going down and making that Florida swing where you're kind of, you know what, we could come away with 2 wins here. You can't say that anymore. This Florida Atlantic team's for real.
And they're really good down in Boca.
Oh, they just defend so well, and their effort is just off the charts.
Hunter scores his first point on the first free throw, and the second foul shot is good as well. And the Monarchs take a 31-29 lead with 2:22 to play. First half action, Chartway Arena in Norfolk. The Owls, Michael Forrest, right elbow, backs out of there. Florida in Atlantic, written across the front of the jersey, number in the middle. Names below the number on the back, a la the Kansas City Omaha Kings of the NBA. Monarchs come up with a steal. Hunter, right side, Smith to the corner. No, it's Kaiser the jumper. That's good, and he's fouled.
It must be contagious to pass up jumpers. Charles Smith had a layup at the tail end of that fast break. Instead, throws it to Kaiser in the left corner. Kaiser pump fakes, gets his man up in the air, a little escape dribble.
Gets a little puffy with the FAU bench as well.
Not a big fan of that.
Well, not when your team is 10-17.
Exactly. Just play.
Kaiser to the line. He's got 11. Kalu Ezekpe also 11 in the first half for Old Dominion. Leading the way for the Owls, Giancarlo Rosado and Vlad Golden each have 6 points. Kaiser hits the free throw, his 12th point. Puts the Monarchs in front 34-29, matching their largest lead. 1:45 to play in the half. Rosado gets the ball back to Madjao Niang, who's into the ball game for the first time. Now it's Greenlee. He'll pull up for three, and no good. Oh, halfway down. And then Weatherspoon's going to be called for the foul as he tried to swipe it from Ezekpe, who's chirping back at him. Weatherspoon can't believe it. And we'll walk to the other end with 95 seconds to play in the half.
Oh, my goodness. Kalu doing a little chirping.
A lot of chirping.
There is a lot of chirping going on.
Ezekpe 3 for 5 from the foul line tonight. He's got 11 points, 6 rebounds. First one's good. Ian Kaiser with 12 now, and the lead is 35-29, largest of the half.
Yeah, Monarchs putting a nice little run on here in the last minute and a half, 7-0.
Second one up and good for Kalu.
You don't want to look past this game tonight, but the FIU game on Saturday is huge.
We'll have that one for you right here as well. Tip-off from Chartway Arena will be at 7 o'clock. Here's Greenlee with Emo Essie and the freshman point guard in for Hunter. Now it's Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon to Rosado. Hands it back to Forrest, who turns and fires and misses a three. They've gone a little chilly from beyond the arc, Dave. Now 4 for 18.
Well, Ted, you live with the three, you die with the three.
Here's Ezekpe to Oliver in the left-hand corner. Dribbles out of there. Gets into the paint. One bounce to Kalu. Kalu going to work. Back to AJ. AJ hoists the three. Flops again. No, he draws the foul.
Boy, he will flop a little bit. I don't know if there was a whole lot of contact on that.
AJ Oliver has drawn a foul with 57.3 seconds to go in the half. Forrest will pick up his first personal foul. A little contact, perhaps.
A little.
I'm not sure if AJ's dizzy from the contact there, but he'll go to the line. He'll get 3. FAU 1 for their last 10 from the field.
They've taken some tough shots.
Oliver misses the first of 3. He's 1 for 3 from the stripe.
And Old Dominion has taken the thrust of their initial offense away and has forced FAU to be in a little bit of a scramble mode, and they just haven't been that productive.
Monarchs have been Masons from the free throw line, though, here tonight, Dave. 9 for 15. Davis in. Yang out for Dusty May. One more free throw for Oliver, who's 1 for 4 from the stripe. Make that 1 for 5. The triple sombrero.
Wow.
36-29. Could be a 10-point lead. Isn't. And here's Davis down the left-hand side, gets past Smith, brings it back outside. Wide open three for Greenlee is good. He's on the board. 36-32.
That's a nice find by Davis from the left side, kicking it back out to the top of the key for a jumper.
Essien to Smith, working against Davis. Right-hand corner goes to Kaiser. Kaiser finds his way through traffic for a little jumper that's well off the mark, and here comes Greenlee. 19 seconds to go in the half. Will they wait for one shot or try and get back into this thing? Down just 4 now. Greenlee against Imo Essien. Rosado's there for a screen to the left. He does, and he fires a three. That's no good. Rebound, Ezikpe, 4 seconds to go. Rebound battled away. Essien with 1 second to go, and that'll bring the first half to a close. Monarchs Under Armour uniforms will be moving from right to left. The Owls wearing the red uniforms with the blue and white trim moving left to right. Monarchs start the second half with the basketball. And Jalen Hunter and C.J. Kaiser. Now it's Kalu Ezikpe back to Hunter. Monarchs only shot a couple of threes in the first half. 14 to shoot here. Ezikpe working against Winchester. Ducks under, fires it up and draws the foul as he gets popped in the head there.
Boy, nice patience by Kalu. He has a one-on-one situation on the left side of the floor. He's pushed out to about mid-post, sees a double team coming, splits the double team, and is able to get off a shot that does not go in, but he does draw the foul.
Golden picks up his third personal foul. Dave, off the stat sheet from the first half, interesting difference. Monarchs 1 for 3 from 3. Owls 5 for 20 from beyond the arc. Two-thirds of FAU shots are from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and one stat I'd be a little concerned with if I'm Old Dominion. FAU hits the offensive glass really hard. They only had 4 offensive fouls, but they converted 7 points. Look for FAU to hit the offensive glass a lot harder in the second half.
Athletic trainer Jason Mitchell working on the top of the head of Kalu Ezikpe. Took a shot there from Golden. And I guess you wait a reasonable amount of time. Dave, we did hear that one of our officials, Rick Crawford, actually did assess technical fouls on C.J. Kaiser and Janelle Davis in the first half.
So I'm going to retract that. It was a nice move by Rick Crawford to give him warning.
All right, here's Ezikpe.
He said, you know, it's February. These guys have played long enough to know how much we'll put up with. It did cross the line, so he did have to hit them both with tees.
Ezikpe hits the first. He's got 14, and the Monarchs have a 5-point lead. Largest lead for either team was for Old Dominion at 36-29. Had an opportunity with 3 free throws to make it a double-digit lead, but they went 0 for those 3 foul shots. But here Ezikpe goes 2 for 2, and it's 38-32. Forrest and Rosado, Winchester with the basketball, Greenlee, and Martin. They'd like to get Elijah Martin going if they can. Here's a runner from Forrest. Oh, wide open look there. Couldn't get it to go.
It's a little floater. Take your strong step and a half and shoot a layup.
Kaiser throws it up off glass wildly. Boy, a couple of wild, bad shots from each side. Winchester's pass is picked off by Long. Mackay back to Kaiser, 3-on-2. No look pass to Long. He gets it to Trice. He lays it up and in.
Just a nice anticipation by Long to intercept the pass and an unselfish finish. He gives it up. Trice finishes it off.
Largest lead of the ball game is right now, 40-32 Monarchs. Here's Elijah Martin, out of Rosado. Into the corner, Winchester fakes right, goes left, spins on Ezikpe. Good, patient defense there from Kalu. Now it's Martin. Rosado now, baseline jumper. They'd love him taking that shot all night. No good.
Another good defensive sequence by Old Dominion. Started with Kalu.
Here's Hunter now. Man-to-man defense from the Owls. Long and Ezikpe working the perimeter. The long Everett Winchester in front of Kalu Ezikpe. Goes back to Long on the right wing. One bounce to Trice. Trice to a cutting Ezikpe, but the pass is deflected, stolen by Forrest of FAU. Headman pass, Martin down the right-hand side, brings it to the left wing. A 3 from Greenlee's off the back of the iron, no good. Ezekpe the rebound, and Hunter brings it quickly into the front court to our left. Snap passed along on the right side. That's going to be an offensive foul on Makai Long, and that'll be his third. Forrest goes down in a heap, drawing the charge.
You know, and it just looks like Makai's trying to do a little too much on the offensive end.
Monarchs shooting 47% at this stage, FAU 30%. And the Owls just 5 for 21 from beyond the arc. Again, Conference USA's third most prolific three-point shooting team with 9 per game. They were 13 for 32 in that first meeting, which was an 81-62 FAU victory. 17:45 to play. Monarchs by 8. Here's Martin, guarded by A.J. Oliver. They work the weave, dribble handoff to Forrest. Forrest picks up the dribble, back to Martin. Elijah Martin. Gets a screen from Capiti, who's into the ball game again. Now to Forrest. His straightaway three is no good, but in comes Winchester, crashing for the board. Out to Greenlee on the right baseline now. Working against Hunter. Brings it back outside with 14 to shoot. Greenlee, a screen from Capiti. Left-hand wing, Winchester out to Forrest. Another straightaway three. This one is no good. And the rebound comes down off Trice to Capiti. Can't make the layup, though. Who's going to come up with the basketball? Jalen Hunter. Outlet pass C.J. Kaiser. 1-on-3. What will he do? He'll wait for his mates. Now we'll get to his favorite spot. Elbow jumper. No good. That's way off. Here's Trice. Puts it on the deck. Puts it up. In. And he's fouled. And it counts.
And Ted, let's go back to the defensive end for Old Dominion. A couple minutes before we talked about FAU's going to come out hard on hit the offensive glass. They have done that. They have not been able to cash in. And then the shot by Trice. Don't know how he makes some of the shots he does, but he gets an offensive rebound, puts it up strongly, and somehow it drops.
Elijah Martin will pick up his third personal foul. He tied a career high, Dave, with 22 the last time out in the loss to Middle Tennessee, but tonight he has no points. Meanwhile, Trice misses the foul shot. That's been a theme for Old Dominion here this evening. 42-32, 10-point ODU lead. Forrest probing the defense from the left elbow area. Back outside to Davis. Janelle Davis drives baseline. Nice move to get past A.J. Oliver, but he can't make the layup. Trice the rebound to Hunter. Hunter to Oliver. Oliver puts it on the deck, takes it all the way. Layup, A.J. Oliver is good.
Oh, A.J. Oliver not known for putting it on the floor. He's more of a spot-up shooter, but he takes it right up the gut. Defense parts, he lays it up for two.
44-32, 16:20 to play. Can the Monarchs get it done at home against a team that hammered them in Boca? Here's Forrest. That's no good. Capiti, another rebound. Why doesn't he go straight up with it, Dave? Because he wants 3 instead of 2, perhaps? Here's Greenlee taking Hunter down the left side, and that's going to be a foul on Jalen Hunter. That'll be his first at the 16:03 mark. And it'll be an FAU inbounds, baseline left. Brian Greenlee will trigger the play. Capiti, Forrest, Baruti, and Janelle Davis. Davis against Oliver. Spins in the lane, throws it up at the right, and good.
That's just a strong move.
Meanwhile, at the other end, Ezekpe 1-on-5, brings it back to Hunter. Hunter doesn't shoot the three, goes to Trice for the flush.
Boy, another nice cross-court pass from Jalen Hunter to a wide-open Trice.
46-34 Old Dominion. 15:35 to go. Solid start to the second half for the Monarchs here on their home floor. Owls will have to weather this storm. Greenlee takes it down the right side, throws it up off glass. No, Capiti has the rebound batted. Gets the ball in front to Kaiser. Kaiser, offensive foul. Sends Kalu Ezekpe, Austin Trice, A.J. Oliver, Jalen Hunter, and C.J. Kaiser to play some defense against the Owls of FAU. Everett Winchester into the front court, along with Michael Forrest. Giancarlo Rosado stripped of the basketball. Wow. Is Winchester by Ezekpe. Also on the floor, Batumba Baruti and Janelle Davis.
A lot of confusion on the defensive end for Old Dominion. Nobody picked up Winchester.
Forrest will trigger the play, baseline right. 46-34. Rosado has it, foul line extended, right-hand side. Trice is swiping at it. Gets it back to Forrest. Forrest, snap pass to Winchester, puts it on the deck, goes down the right side, turns against Oliver twice. He gets shut off there. 7 to shoot. Forrest in the right-hand corner. Michael Forrest against Jalen Hunter. One bounce to Rosado. Tries to get past Trice. Reverse layup. No good. Great defense from Old Dominion.
Very good, yep.
Rosado ended up with a decent look but couldn't hit the reverse. Here's Hunter for Old Dominion. Holds over the head. Right-hand side, Trice. Back to Hunter. 14:35 to play. 46-34 Old Dominion. Here's Hunter to the right baseline. Snap pass to Trice. He turns and draws the foul.
I don't know how Austin Trice caught that pass. Jalen Hunter was about 4 feet away and threw a baseball pass to him.
Davis will pick up his second personal foul. You're absolutely right, Dave. That's like John Elway firing it to Terrell Davis 2 yards away. But Trice was able to handle it and get to the line, where today he's 0 for 1. Monarchs are 11 for 19 shooting foul shots today. First one's good. As you can say about anybody shooting any time, Dave, some look so good and some look so bad.
That one looked perfect, didn't it?
Beautiful.
I do think he is left-handed. So one, to start out with, he's shooting with the wrong hand. But anyhow, I think his right hand really dominates his shot.
Well, he dominated that one, going 2 for 2, and it's 48-34 Old Dominion.
He's our best free throw shooter.
At 53%. Here's Winchester against Oliver. Uses a screen from Rosado. Gets Baruti free for a 3, and that one's off the iron, no good. The lid on the bucket for the Owls here. Been outscored 12-2 since halftime.
And the Monarchs have to continue to limit Florida Atlantic to one shot. No second chance opportunities.
Emo Essien with the basketball, guarded man-to-man by Forrest. A one-hand push pass to Oliver, who goes back to Emo. Emo thinking about Ezekpe. Goes outside. Oliver, he'll take a 3 and hit a 3, and he's fouled shooting the 3.
Well, I'm very happy for A.J. Oliver. He has really struggled shooting the ball. It's nice to see him knock that down, and he was about 3 feet behind the three-point line.
Well, Dave, what leads to the confidence in A.J. to make him want to take that shot?
Well, I think part of that, the shot clock was winding down a little bit, so he did not have a whole lot of time. One, he's not a creator off the dribble, but to just swing the ball wouldn't have made a lot of sense. So he caught and instinctively just shot it.
51-34. Monarchs have outscored the Owls 15-2 since halftime. They've hit their last 4 shots, and it's a 2:06 scoring drought.
Here's the real proof. Oh, yes.
You see it go through. You've said that 1,000 times, Dave. 52-34. Forrest into the front court. Guarded man-to-man. Now he finds Martin. They've got to get him going if they're going to have a chance here today. Here he takes it down the left side. Strong move, but he can't get it to fall, and Trice has another rebound.
Good defense from A.J. Oliver.
Here's Essien into the front court to Trice. Trice puts it on the deck against Golden. Off the right hand, no good this time. Weatherspoon the rebound quickly to Forrest. Owls need to make something happen. Get this tide turned. Golden, nice look from Forrest.
What a feed from Forrest. High pick and roll. Golden slips it instead of actually setting it. Beautiful delivery from Forrest.
Just the second field goal of the half for FAU. It brings them to within 52-36, 13:02 to go. Ezekpe back to Kaiser on the right wing. CJ goes right baseline, almost loses the ball, does lose the ball. Martin gets the ball to Davis, who's racing up the front court. Looping pass to the right side, and who's it to? He tried to get Golden. Weatherspoon was open in the corner. The ball hit nobody.
Kareem couldn't have got that one. It was so high.
12:50 to play. Charles Smith IV back into the lineup along with Jalen Hunter for Jeff Jones and the Monarchs, who are looking to go 6-9 in Conference USA play. The Owls are looking for their 9th league win for the first time ever, as they stand 8-6 in the league. Trice, league's leading rebounder, hands it back to Hunter. Hunter over the midcourt stripe to Oliver. Still man-to-man defense for Dusty May and the Owls. Ezekpe, Davis went for the steal. He finds Smith in the corner. That 3 hits nothing. And Weatherspoon gets it to Forrest. That's one of the things the Owls need to get this comeback ignited. Misses from the other side. And there's Weatherspoon. That's no good. Ezekpe races down and gets the rebound, and he's going to be fouled there by Davis.
15 foul for FAU. Good pursuit by Kalu. He's in to take the transition basket away. Long rebound. Good pursuit on Kalu's part.
Long in for Trice. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt from the Owls. Hunter uses Ezekpe as a way to get past Greenland. 12 minutes to play. 52-36 Old Dominion. Smith on the left wing. Martin in front of him. Elijah Martin. Now it's to Oliver. 8 to shoot. AJ gets into the paint, and he's going to be called for steps.
Couple more times. Now all of a sudden you're taking a 16-point game to 20. That is totally different, because if FAU hits a 3, if you're at 20, okay, well, it goes down to 17. But now 16, they hit a 3, it's 13. Oh, that gives FAU a lot more life.
Owls this half are 2 for 16 from the field and 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Hunter picks up his second personal foul, and Greenlee takes it down the right side, and that'll be the third on Jalen Hunter. I love it when the players who obviously commit the foul quickly look over at their coach saying, what?
And Jalen Hunter picks up a technical.
And a technical for Hunter. And Jeff Jones is having a word with one of his co-captains. 11:39, plenty of time. Monarchs have blown leads in the past this year. Will this be the ignition point for an FAU comeback? Brian Greenlee misses the first one. He'll get one more.
Yeah.
He's a 64% free throw shooter, 76% in the league, and he goes 0 for 2. And things like that, Dave, make you think maybe it's just not the Owls' night.
Yeah, and Ted, do we want to bring up law of averages?
No.
Okay, I will not say anything about the law of averages and how poorly FAU is shooting from the three-point line.
Greenlee brings it into Davis. Davis back to Bryan, guarded by Emo Essien, who's in there for Hunter, who just picked up the tech. Greenlee into the right-hand corner. Davis looping pass to Golden. Golden directing traffic, high post right-hand side. Goes in with the left hand around, no good. The freshman, though, back taps it to Martin. Martin quickly to Greenlee. His 3 is no good, and the rebound comes down to Ezekpe. A couple of good chances for the Owls, who continue their scoring drought. Here's Essien to Ezekpe. Fumbled the pass a bit, goes down to Mekhi Long. That's a tough pass, and it'll be a foul against the Owls. That could have been a bailout foul there.
And we talk about how well Old Dominion's defending. It's been over 2 minutes since FAU has scored. But Old Dominion has not capitalized. They haven't scored in the last 2:46.
So what you're telling me is it's been scintillating basketball the last 2.5 minutes.
Not a lot has been going through the net.
Ezekpe back to Essien. Essien guarded by Force, puts it on the deck to the elbow, rises, fires, and hits. Emo Essien on the board.
Nice little pull-up jump shot. Starts at the right elbow, takes a little pull-up jump shot in the left elbow.
Freshman from Wiley, Texas, extends the Monarch lead to 18, 54-36. Matches the largest. Weatherspoon to the corner. A 3 from Davis is no good. And there's Ezekpe uncontested for another rebound. Quickly to Essien, who's been picking up confidence as this season has gone along, as you might expect. Here's Ezekpe, a little Dick Barnett deuce.
Wow, now you talk about confidence. One dribble, goes right into his shooting motion, nothing but net.
20-point Old Dominion lead, 10:15 to play. Martin, will he hoist? Try and get started. He goes down the right side. The layup is good, and that's his first bucket of the night, Dave. He averages 13.5 and had 22 last time out. 56-38. Did the Monarchs just turn it over? I was looking down at my score sheet. They must have, because FAU's got the basketball. Halfway through the second half, Monarchs have outscored the Owls 20-6 in the first 10 minutes of this session. At Winchester for three. No good. Offside rebound tapped by Ezekpe. He and Martin battle for it, but it's on the line. It'll be FAU basketball with 20 to shoot.
Well, you're going to live with Winchester shooting threes. I mean, he has made one today, but that's not his game. He's looking to put it on the floor, but Old Dominion has to remember, long shots, long rebounds. You have to gang rebound, send 5 to the defensive glass.
Winchester to inbound side court. Goes to Davis. Now they work the perimeter to Martin. To Forrest now. The screen from Rosado sets Forrest up for a three. That's short. Off the hands of Smith to Essien. And he leads the break right to left.
Nice play by Emo. Looks ahead. Nothing's there. Backs it out. Going to run some offense.
Ezekpe and Long at the top of the circle. Mackay's got the height advantage, but he goes to Smith, who catches and shoots and misses. No one there for the rebound except Giancarlo Rosado. Martin puts it on the deck again. Puts on the brakes, turns and fires a little jumper. No good. Long has the rebound, but they're going to call the Monarchs with the foul.
And it's 1-1, so every foul puts FAU on the line.
9:15 to play. That's a long time to go. Scoring-wise for Old Dominion, Ezekpe has 17 points, 15 rebounds, Dave. 12 for Kaiser. Trice has 12 points, 5 boards. On the other side, 8 points for Golden, 7 for Davis, 6 for Rosado, who's going to try and add to that total right now. His free throws way short, and Trice has the rebound.
I don't know why Trice cups it like that. Get rid of the ball. As soon as you get it, guard has to get open, give the guard the ball.
Probably saw it on TV.
Probably.
Here's Essien. Awful pass picked off by Winchester.
This game, we haven't shot it very well. So with almost 9 minutes to go, keep playing.
Monarchs 3 turnovers in the last 90 seconds. Here's Kaiser on the left wing. To the top, he goes to Essien. Essien on the deck. Rolls it into the corner to Charles Smith. Smith with a left-hand dribble. Gets into the paint. Turns. Fires. And he walked with it.
It's a 4th turnover in the last
1:45.
Under 2 minutes.
So
Monarchs.
The Monarchs are doing their part to let the Owls back in the ball game. But FAU just 3 for 23 this half. Here's Rosado. Forrest. Law of averages.
Oh, you're bringing that up.
I'm bringing it up.
You?
Winchester dishes to Greenlee. The three. No good. Long rebound to Winchester. Turns on Mackay Long. Into the paint. He shuffles the feet and shoots a 2-footer, 1 foot. You'll hear it from the students here at Chartway Arena tonight. Essien to the left-hand wing. Monarchs haven't been able to get out of their own way in the last couple of possessions. Here's Smith. Goes down low to Trice in his right-hand thing. Doesn't break the window, but it goes through. Trice now with 14 points. 58-38. They match their largest lead once again, despite all the turnovers recently. Here's Martin. That one's no good. An off night for Elijah Martin. 1 for 9 shooting. 7.5 to play in Norfolk. 58-38. Old Dominion looking to snap a couple game losing streak and extend the Owls' losing ways to 4 straight games. Here's Kaiser. Pass back to Smith. 9 to shoot for Old Dominion. Essien swings it in the left-hand corner. Mackay Long drives the line and lays it up and in.
Oh, nice drive, baseline. Mackay just catches it, rips it baseline. Tough angle off the glass for 2.
Here's your largest lead of the night, Dave. Comes with 7 minutes to go. Rosado's pass is deflected by Mackay Long. I'd put him on a conference all-defensive team any second, Mackay Long.
I like Mackay. He brings a lot to the table.
Greenlee to the hole, but he can't get the scoop to go home. Meanwhile, Essien leads the break to Kaiser. Kaiser, that's
in this half. That's a lot. They've only converted 2 points on those 7 offensive rebounds.
They are 5 for 32 from beyond the arc. And into the lineup is Alejandro Relat. for Dusty May. See if they can get something going offensively. Winchester now hands the ball off to Bogdan Zimonich. And a walking call will go against the Owls. Another turnover. And the drought continues.
Wow.
Nearing 4 minutes for FAU. Trice, Essien, Kaiser, Long, and Oliver. And there's a pass that's going to be turned over. Essien thought Long would be in the corner, and he's hearing it from his head coach.
Well, it's not only that. The pass was deflected. You know why it was deflected? It was a chest pass. Put
Bounce
that on.
pass.
Exactly right. If you put that on the floor, it goes through and a possible layup for Long.
The bounce pass. Relat and Winchester and Golden. Golden working on Trice. Martin now to the elbow.
Oh, nice.
Great
pass.
look for Golden, who lays it in.
Pass. Tell you what, Golden is no stiff for a 7-footer. He has good hands.
Just a freshman. Essien beats the press. It's 60-40, 5:45 to go. Kaiser now. Will he shoot over Martin? No, he won't. He doesn't want to go sit on the bench quite yet. Here's Oliver against the much smaller Relat. Essien, 8 on the shot clock. Much taller Winchester. Emo going down the right side. Double pumper. He eats it. Long's there, drawing the foul.
Long just in the right place at the right time. Emo did the right thing. Shot clock was winding down. The Monarchs had nothing going on. He puts it on the floor, shoots it against the tall timber, gets it blocked, goes right to Long, and he picks up the foul trying to convert.
Vlad Golden picks up his 4th personal foul, and Mekhi Long goes to the stripe for 2 shots. Old Dominion 14 for 22 from the foul line. Make that 14 for 23. FAU 24% shooting tonight. As a team, they shoot 45%. Long goes 0 for 2, gets his own rebound, puts it in. And that's the kind of night it is for Old Dominion.
But Ted, from the three-point line, they shoot almost 36%.
Not tonight, just 16%. Here's Martin to the hole. Layup, no, but he's fouled by Mekhi Long, who'll pick up his 4th personal.
That's at 5:11 to go. It's a 22-point game. Finish the game the right way. Here's a just nice penetration.
They're number 39 in the country, Dave, in three-pointers made per game at 9 per game. Elijah Martin misses the first.
Wow.
Just 2 points for the freshman from Summit, Mississippi, who averages 13.5 a game. You just never know when you're going to have it or when you aren't.
No, you really don't. And you look at a guy like Forrest, he's 1 for 10 from the three-point line tonight for the year. Conference play, he's shooting 41%.
Martin
Just
makes
one of
good on the
those
second one. 62-41. Full court pressure. The Monarchs throw it away. Essien piling up some turnovers, and Jalen Hunter will get off the Monarch bench.
Jeff Jones is not going to be very tolerant of that.
Emo's 4th turnover. And it's FAU basketball. Martin with a screen from Golden. Takes it down the left side, throws it up, no good. Rebounds off. Martin out of bounds, but they give it to FAU.
The FAU continues to flood the offensive glass.
Dave, there's still a chunk of time left in this thing.
Without a doubt, no question.
4:59. Davis to Relat. Relat takes it to the hole on the left-hand side, runs into traffic, lays it off nicely. Golden doesn't make the layup, though. Wow, a 2-footer that he couldn't get to go off the great feed from Relat. Now Hunter with Kaiser. Pass poked away. Kaiser comes up with it. No look to corner. That's Hunter. The 3, no good. Rebound battled for and grabbed by Davis of FAU.
Now, if you're Old Dominion, you do not want to stop the clock with fouls.
Davis.
Like that. A.J. Oliver a little too aggressive, trying to get over the high screen. Golden goes to the line for 2 shots. Double bonus.
Monarchs have been over the foul limit for the last 5 minutes of game time. 4:23 to play, 62-41 Old Dominion. Their largest lead was 22. But with the clock stopped and this much time left, and FAU in the double bonus, and the Monarchs' history this season of blowing leads, don't go home yet. Golden's first is no good. He gets 2 with the double bonus.
And Ted, the clock is your ally. Obviously the score, you're up 21, but the clock is your ally. You don't want to get conservative on the offensive end, but you want to make FAU use a lot of clock when you're on the defensive end.
Inbounds pass comes to Hunter, almost falls out of bounds.
Whoa.
That comes almost in our lap. A lot of danger going on. That should have been traveling right there on Oliver. No whistle. Hunter to Kaiser. Kaiser splits defenders, gets to the foul line, brings it back to Oliver. 4:05 to play. 20-point Old Dominion lead.
Short clock.
And Kaiser gets to the hole and lays it in. His first points of the second half, 14 for the game. Middle Tennessee leads Marshall by 4 late. Davis now with 3:40 to go. Down low, Golden, wide open, layup good.
God, that's about the 4th time they've gotten that high pick and roll.
Just a freshman, Dave. He's going to be a good player. This is a young team, these Owls.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the FIU loss drops the Panthers to 5-10 in league play. If this score holds here, the Monarchs will go to 6-9 and get a game differential between themselves and the Panthers. Oliver hits the first foul shot. He's got 8 points, Dave.
Well, I wouldn't call that one exactly clean, but it was nice to see it go through. It has to do nothing but help his confidence. And it looks like Dusty May has cleared his bench.
3:28 to go. Second one from AJ is good. Solid confidence game for Oliver. So the Monarchs go with Ezekpe, Kaiser, Hunter, Trice, and Long. This is the starting 5 for Old Dominion. And Majiao Yang on the floor, Weatherspoon, Relat, Zimonich. This is Weatherspoon down the left-hand side. Double pumping layup is good.
Yeah,
it's his first field goal. He's got 4.
And Weatherspoon's another one, not looking to shoot much from the outside. He's more of a driver.
Here's the press from FAU as we head toward the 3-minute mark. Kaiser breaks it in front of Yang. Now it's Hunter.
Oh, got a small one inside. Oh.
Ezekpe, who's got a solid double-double here tonight, goes to Long. One bounce to Trice, throws it off glass. It's like he's throwing rocks into the river there.
And that one was close.
Into the corner. Zimonich back to Relat.
That's right. Clock is a good thing. That's your ally right now if you're the Monarchs.
Yang, nice look. Zimonich the 3. Off glass, no good. Kaiser the rebound with 2:22 to go. 66-46 Old Dominion. I'd expect Jeff Jones to empty his bench.
You would think.
Shortly. Now he's got the starters in. Monarchs looking to get to 11-17 overall, 6-9 in Conference USA play. Here's the pass to Trice. Picked off by Weatherspoon as we go under 2 minutes. Weatherspoon had 10 points in the first meeting. Here's Relat not shooting over Kaiser.
Everybody played well in that first meeting, though. Ted. Nice drive.
Relat gets into the paint and hits the little floater.
Nice drive. Splits the defenders. Well under control. Takes a little pull-up jump shot. No, I wouldn't call that one a floater.
No? What do you call it?
That would be a semi-pull-up jumper.
A semi-pull-up jump? All right. 1:25 to go. Emo Essien, Brady O'Connell, D'Angelo Steins at the scorer's table for Old Dominion. As Kaiser goes to work with 8 on the shot clock, puts it up with the right and in. Kaiser scores. He's got 16. Ezekpe leads the way for Old Dominion with 17 points, 15 rebounds.
Nice. Very nice game for Kalu.
And he'll hear it from the crowd as will as the rest of his teammates. Monarchs to go with Essien and Steins. Oh, they'll bring Kalu out here in a moment. As P.J. Gill now comes in.
Substituting. Oh, I thought we were going size for size.
And let's see if they make one more substitution to get Kalu out of there.
Well, who do you put in? Kind of running out of bodies.
Here's Weatherspoon behind his back against Steins. Gets past D'Angelo to the hole, lays it up, scores it, and he's fouled.
He is very left-handed. D'Angelo Steins should know that from the scouting report. He lets him come back to his left hand. Very nice finish by Weatherspoon.
He's very left-handed.
Very. Might not have a right hand.
He's 2 for 2 from the stripe here tonight. 3 for 3 now. He hasn't missed all year, Brandon Weatherspoon. 8 for 8 from the free throw line. O'Connell brings it into Steins. 1 minute to go. They trap D'Angelo in the corner. Gets the ball to Essien. Essien, headman pass to O'Connell. Brady misses the layup, but Gill's there. And he'll bring it back outside, take it to the hole, layup blocked. PJ looking for his first points of the season.
Ooh.
And here's Relat stepping into a three. That's no good. Ezekpe the rebound. Headman pass.
Give him another
O'Connell
chance.
again. Puts it up with the left and in. O'Connell. Second field goal of the season. 70-51. Niang, he'll hoist a three. That's off the back of the iron, no good. Shot clock off. Kalu, his final rebound. And that should do it here at Chartway Arena in Norfolk. Monarchs with the win will go to 11-17 overall, 6-9 in conference play. The Owls will fall to 15-13 this year. They are 8-7 in